Sounds good.
Yeah. Hi, chat.
Hello.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
So Connor, I congratulated, Nick, I congratulate Connor on his impact and stuff already, but Nick, I didn't say congrats for the win. And Bjorn,
Thank
congrats on your guys' great performance too at the EI.
Yep. Was a great weekend.
Yeah, busy.
Talk after REEFSCAPE, and all right, looks like we're connected okay. Oh, Bjorn, just so you know, right now the audience can hear me, but most of the times they'll be muted to the audience. So like any typing you hear from me or anything like that, like the audience won't hear any of that stuff. So, but you may hear me type in the background.
Okay.
All right, it should be ready in about 60 seconds.
No problem.
All right, let's check a couple things. Yeah, let me check the first in Texas matches as you were mentioning. Yeah, it looks like some of them are archived, but not all of them on TBA. So.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I admittedly I didn't do much hunting past TVA though. So
Okay. Yeah, no worries. All right. I think I'm good. Bjorn, are you good? I just want to make sure.
Be better.
Bjorn, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right. Do you need to get out? We can wait a minute for you, man.
Yeah. I'm staying here, but the rest is leaving for food. So.
Okay, man. So... this is first in a live show in a vehicle, everybody. So this is we're going wild here. So okay, we'll give it a shot. Let me know. I'll give you a minute, Bjorn, and once you get settled, then we can start from there.
Yeah. This is better. Can you change my camera? Wait a bit. Hoe ga ik dit doen? Never mind.
There. All right, okay. Cool. I'm going to adjust you just a little bit at my end.
Zal ik de deur sluiten? Zal ik de sleutel
Nick or Connor, can you say something for me?
Yo.
in the water?
Okay. Yeah. I think I just hear a little feedback from me, but I don't hear any from you guys. So.
Okay.
Very good. De code is gewoon teken of je vraagt.
Zijn het live?
Weet niet.
Parent stream. All right, good. All right, Bjorn, you ready?
Yeah, ready.
All right. Let me, I'm going to go mute, and then I'll hit record, and then we'll go from there, Nick.
Hey, Fun Nation. Week 1 is officially over. Tonight on FRC Roundup, we'll be taking a look at 3 topics that cover everything from the current meta of REEFSCAPE and discussion of what we learned to how the first official events of the new Alliance selection format went, and rounding out with a discussion on if defensive and low-scoring coral robots can play a role in quals and elims. All of this and more coming up on this edition of FRC Roundup.
This video on fun is brought to you by our viewers, supporters, members, and also in partnership with the following. Build your alliance with so many other FIRST alumni who go to Kettering University. Every student at Kettering experiences their cutting-edge co-op programs that seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds. Kettering co-ops are a fully immersive working experience at the leading edge of industry. Head on over to kettering.edu/first to learn more about their incredible programs and to get more information. Cut is a premier metal cutting service for first teams. No minimum order, options for same-day turnaround, guaranteed lead times, and instant online quotes. Cut is offering first teams 50% off any future order up to $200 when you scan the QR code or go to funroboticsnetwork.com/OSHCUT. Just upload a 3D model or plot pattern to get started.
Welcome to the show. If you've not caught our show previously, FRC Roundup is where we take a look at important topics currently happening in FRC, highlight some discussion points about events that may have happened, strategy, or really anything that correlates with FRC. If you, the fun community, think there's a topic that we should discuss on FRC Roundup, please feel free to ping me on the fun Discord. I'm more than happy to take a look at it. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Nick Mathis. I'm currently in the 1st and Michigan region, and I'm a design mentor on Team 33, the Killer Bees.
And I'm Connor McBride, mentor for Team 166 Chop Shop and an MC and game announcer in the New England District. Our guest tonight is Bjorn Jansen. Bjorn is a strategy mentor, frequent open alliance poster on 4481 Team Rembrandts. He is also currently studying industrial engineering. Bjorn, welcome to the show and congrats on the Engineering Inspiration Award at Pinnacles.
Yes, thank you. It was an exciting weekend, and I think we learned a lot as a team. And we're excited to compete next week at the Ventura Regional.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks again for coming on. And glad I know this is a bit of a unique situation. Usually the Netherlands time zones don't really work out with a lot of the American time zones. So happy that you guys are staying over for the 2 weeks in the States, and happy to have you on. Absolutely. So jumping into our first topic of the night, we're going to have the reoccurring topic as we go through, having our weekly shows now with Connor. But taking a look at REEFSCAPE meta, we talked a little bit about what we expected it to be and how it kind of played out at week 0. We were all at events this weekend. I was over at First Michigan Ferndale. Connor was over in New England competing, and then Bjorn competing in California. Connor, we'll start with you. Chop Shop had a great weekend, ended up in the finals. Got engineering inspiration as well. Just kind of want to hear how your weekend went, and then what your overall thoughts of Impact.
Nope,
And then
it was EI.
Okay, it was EI. I thought it was EI.
Nick's right.
So just overall thoughts on the weekend. I wanted to hear, your overall thoughts about how the game evolved throughout the weekend.
Yeah. To start off, it was a very, very rough Saturday. A lot of self-inflicted gunshot wounds on our end, but we absolutely turned it around, really dialed up everything on Sunday, plowed through our 3 remaining qual matches, and just clawed our way through the lower brackets of the finals. This was really fun. This is a fun weekend. And to top it off with EI. But talk a little about the meta. So what we found out, at least through pretty much all alliances actually, ran the 2 offense, 1 defense, and just having that 1 defender stick to either, I saw 2 different ways for a defensive robot to play, which was just shutting off one of those source zones, just kind of going a little back and forth. And then another one was swapping between both of them, but really making sure that they hug the driver's station wall to really stay away from that protected zone. As a drive coach, or even as a driver, you might have noticed that looking at the far end of the field through the glass, you can't really see that protected zone on the backside of your opponent's reef. So, that's a really scary area. And, as a lot of teams start to fill up that level 3 and level 4 of the reef, and you have to start score a lot lower, those penalties can really start to make a difference in that lower scoring level of play there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And similar things to what we saw as well too. But yeah, great to hear that you had a good weekend. Bjorn, let's go to you. Obviously, Netherlands have been coming to California for the past couple of years. Unfortunately, and possibly the last year with the California districts coming out, and you guys will have to find a new home. But how did your weekend overall go? What was kind of the 4481 strategy going into the weekend, and how you guys attacked week 1?
Well, first off, we had a simple robot, so we want to be just consistent as possible. We had some troubles in call matches. It was a tough schedule, but eventually we got the hang of it. And then playoffs was between us, Citrus, Blazing Bulldogs, and Quicksilver. It was really it was going to be close from the beginning. And during the playoffs, we practiced a lot with getting the cycles synced, and also getting the defense effective. I think we played a bit with zone defense and also a bit of man defense, because we know that Citrus had ground intake, so we may had to do a bit of man defense. But eventually we found out that zone defense works really well against the call station, and also playing that defense and then pinning the robot on the station also works well. But overall a great event. I think we learned a lot, and I'm excited to compete next week with a lot of other great teams. So next week we're competing in Ventura, and I think it's going to be teams that will know how to play. It will be difficult. Defense is a thing in this game. It's really tough for us because we don't have a really big funnel. That's something we're already looking into for Worlds. Having a big funnel is really important, like, I guess, if you don't have a ground intake. So I think that's it for me.
Yeah, so what was so I guess, obviously quick turnaround after competing at Pinnacles this weekend, going into Ventura. Is there anything specific that you guys are trying to look to change or work on, in the couple of days that you have this week leading up to the event?
Yeah, we want to make the pivot arm a bit larger, so that it can reach a bit further on the L4, because we noticed that scoring L4 is kind of tricky for us, because we're basically shooting the coral onto the branch, and sometimes we don't align right, or the branches also are pretty loose. So it really depends on which one you're scoring. So we want to make the armor a bit larger, so we can put the coral more on top of it and more close to the branch, so the accuracy is a bit higher. Other than that, we really like the net scoring, as you can see. This was something that was just magic. Software cooked it in the plane. Tried it at 6.6 and it worked. It was, we used it a bunch during quals and playoffs, and I think that's something we're going to use next week as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
no, awesome. Thanks for that. So just to talk a little bit about the weekend that 3-3 had, we competed at the First Michigan Ferndale over the past weekend. Kind of looking in, super stacked event from our perspective. You got heavy hitters like 3175 Night Vision, 3538 Robo Jackets, who's always, great, 1701 Robo Cubs, 7769 The Crew, a bunch of great Michigan teams that were coming out, right out of the bat week one. Had a really good time, unfortunately had a couple robot issues the first two matches of quals, getting used to some of the lighting that was in the gym, as well as dealing with some autonomous mode issues that we were able to work through, but ended up coming out ranking 1, and ended up being 10 RP ahead of the next team. That was ahead of we were 10 RP above this next ranked team in quals. I ended up picking 3538 going into playoffs, and really just kind of worked well with them. Ended up running the 2 offense, 1 defense strategy in playoffs, and working through that. And I think our second match was the best match that 33 had of the event. I think we ended up hitting a total of 18 teleop pieces and then 2 in auto. The autonomous throughout the whole event was a work in progress for us. We'd hit a 3 match and then not we hit 3 in 1 match and then not change anything, and then we'd only hit 1. And it was just a matter of, and to your point, Bjorn, we noticed a lot too of the reef poles flexing and being at different angles relative to which face they were on. So that was interesting. One of the things that I thought, and I had a different opinion coming in at the beginning of the event and have a different opinion leaving, was a lot of the match strategy for quals is, for week 1, in my perspective, the Coral RP was relatively a trap. A lot of the times you're trying to decide, do we go for the Coral RP? Do we go for the win? And with the amount of co-op data, I think somebody put on Chief earlier, the co-op data from this past weekend, a lot of the times, like, teams just aren't doing it. So if you're one or two pieces away from doing it yourself, you're better off playing for the win and guaranteeing that you get 5. 33 had one of the more consistent climbers that had at the event, thankfully. So we were able to pretty much always secure the end game RP. So for us, it was, trying to prioritize getting to 5. And then, past this weekend, how can we build on, planning the meta evolving for getting to, the 6th RP and ensuring the Coral RP happens. Because, Connor, I think we both know ultimately they're going to end up pushing the pieces from 5 to 6 or 6 to 7 when we get to district champs for the RP. So it's going to be inevitable that, we're going to have to get into a good rhythm. And I expect us to pivot towards that for, our week 4 event. But overall, super happy. First event win for 33 since 2019. So big to get the team back in the win column, and just a overall good event.
Yeah, I think we also ran that strategy for the 5 RP because we noticed that we just need the points, and 20 Coral it sounds like not a lot if you're with 3 robots, but still in quals it's pretty tough to do. And we did basically every match. We just wanted to get as many points as we can. And in one match we tried to do the Coral RP, and I think we got it, but we lost the match, so that was not a good trade-off. Also, I forgot to mention, we got a lot of, how do you say them, sea mines on the field. The algae for us was tough. I think some people know, but we got stuck on one on the last match. I don't know how your events had that as well. Robots getting stuck on algae, but
we got beached on one in a match. Ended up losing our first call match because of it. So
we had our defensive robot get beached on one in match 13, but somehow they were able to pop it, and I think that was the only algae that got popped at our event. So it was kind of a blessing right there. But we'll take the major foul or whatever, however much it was.
Yeah, and one quick thing before we jump to the next topic is, I think one of the interesting things that we're going to see evolve too is how do ground intakes start to play in this. I think week 1 we saw a little bit of it continue to evolve. 118 is one of the larger teams that I've seen with the ground intake, and just I watched one of their matches and the entire field is just Coral, right? Like it's just everywhere. So I'll be curious to see how that plays into it, and moving forward in the weeks, and we'll see how the game evolves to see if it benefits them. So. All right, well, before we go ahead and jump into our next topic, we're going to bring Tyler on to hear from our friends at Kettering University and start our first giveaway.
Hey, real quick, Nick, I got to ask, how are the banners compared this year from last year?
I didn't really get to see one last year, but I don't think they're that bad. I think they're definitely different than the ones that we had. And also, correction, 33 definitely won banners in 2022, so it's the first win since 2022, not 2019. But I thought they were fine. I thought the quality was good. I think the text is a little small, but overall pretty happy with it.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and thank our friends at Kettering University for moving forward. We do also have a giveaway as well too, coming up in just a moment as well too. But thank you to Kettering University for their support and continued support of fun. Actually, I was just at Kettering University at Kettering 1, a phenomenal event that they put on every single year. And I don't know about you guys, but there's actually I think 5 popped algae at ours, and I think that's all the spares they had or something like that, or at least what FIM award allotted them. So glad there wasn't any more. But if you didn't get a chance to go to Kettering 1 and Kettering University, go check out why they could be such a great fit for you. At Kettering University, every single student that goes there gets to take part in their co-op programs where you can start making money right away with a great company and getting that experience. Not just an internship, you're actually working for them as well. Fully immersive working experience at the leading edge of industry. So head on over to kettering.edu/first to learn more about their incredible program and to get some more information. Let's start our first giveaway also too from our friends at Cross the Road Electronics. So CTRE is giving away what are they doing today? They are doing a Phoenix Pro 2025 season pass. They got a couple things they're doing throughout the season. So innovate, create, and dominate with CTR Electronics. We're talking top quality robotics components, cutting edge innovation, and a commitment to excellence. That's second to none. So Phoenix Pro Season Pass, the FRC teams, it's the next evolution in software and firmware that gives you more features and advanced control of CTE hardware. So if you're interested in winning this, type in CTR Electronics in chat right now. That's your opportunity to win. We'll draw for that a little bit. And if you are a YouTube subscriber, you're going to get 3 times luck to win. So good luck, everybody, with that. And let's send it back to everyone here at Roundup.
Awesome. Thanks, Tyler. Thanks again from our friends at CTR. Jumping into the second topic tonight, I want to talk a little bit about alliance selection. This was really the first week outside of the couple events through the off season that got to see the the suggested format, now the official format of alliance selection. Bjorn, let's start with you. I know your team obviously ended up on the second alliance at 581. How did you guys approach the new alliance selection format? What were your overall thoughts about it?
I think it went pretty well, and I really like how I have three people from each team on the field. It really gives just I guess a chill vibe that you don't have to stress a lot and talk through the phone with your teammates. And I also like the fact that the MC is just at a central point and everyone goes there. So I don't know. I really like it. I think it went well for us, and I don't know what you guys' thoughts are.
Yeah, Connor, what about you?
Yeah. So it feels a little weird for like immediately, like regardless of how, like right after the last qual match is done, 5 minutes later, and then they just go right into it and everything. And I recall sitting there up in the stands. I didn't go down with my team. We have our lead strategist, mentor, lead scouting student, and one of our drivers went down. I sat up in the stands with the rest of the team, and it was weird watching Bucks go up to make their first pick. And I'm looking off to the side of the field. I'm like, I don't think there's representatives from all 30 teams here. Like, this is weird, but let's see how this plays out. I wasn't entirely too much of a fan of only seeing not having them load all the starting, like the first 8 teams up on the field first to kind of like watch everything shuffle down, because I wasn't really paying too much attention to like where we were in like inner pickings and stuff. So when they announced this is that we're going to be the 5 seed captain, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I felt like we had plenty of time for our first round. We had a really in-depth list of teams for that first round, and then not entirely too much for that second round. A lot of our second picks started to go away, and then we were looking at a few different teams there. We're starting to get really close to the end of the time slot. I think we got down to around 20 seconds. We're starting to feel a little on edge, but we were really paying attention to the clock. But we ended up making a phenomenal pick in 6153 Blue Crew. I think other alliances also kind of had somewhat similar things as well. I wouldn't mind maybe an extra 10 to 15 seconds in that second round. I only say that because at least for that first round, almost everyone had their first pick within 5 to 10 seconds. So I think it might be okay to just add a little bit more time for that second round. And that also kind of might be a little bit more helpful come time district championships in Houston. But what do you think, Nick? How was it at your event in Michigan?
Yeah, so admittedly, I wasn't super involved with any of the alliance selection stuff for 33. Luckily, we've got a pretty good group of people that kind of handle it in a silo and worked with the teams ahead of time. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. I think the one thing for me was pretty nice was just how quick it ended. Usually alliance selection is this kind of long drawn out process. Districts is usually not too bad. MSC it gets a little bit worse, but champs is terrible. It's so long. So I guess the one thing that I want to bring up, and not necessarily related to how it was this past weekend, but where it's going to go. 33 ranked 1 on Hopper last year, and we were getting calls from everybody all Friday night trying to figure out what was going to happen. I'm sure Bjorn, you were involved with trying to figure out what was going on, with 4481 and what was going to work out for you guys. But I think this is even going to make the night before meetings of whoever the 1 seed is like that much more important. We didn't get to meet with anybody the night before because we were trying to figure out what declines were looking like and whatnot, and really couldn't get a straight answer out of anybody. So just ended up kind of, we decided what we were going to do and that we were going to run with it Saturday morning. And, it turns out we took, I think it was 10 minutes on our Tide and us took 10 minutes on our third robot and 15 or 20 on our second robot, just because, we didn't really have a chance to talk or connect and figure out what was really good, share info on what we were looking for. So now that the timer is here, if you're the 1 seed at champs, like, you have infinite power to completely make everybody's life hell. Because you can say, okay, I'm going to pick this person. You call them up, say, hey, we're in good shape. Let's sit down and talk. And you can plan everything out. And you usually can, just if you're the pick or not. And if you don't hear anything, well, chances are then, maybe you're the second captain. But it's going to be even worse now, just because you're going to have to try and plan on, what it might be, hypotheticals. And then, okay, if this happens, this is going to happen. And if this happens, then we're going to do this. And then if this happens, like, it's just, that 1 seed is now exponentially even more important because of the advantage that you'll have to try and play out, your alliance. But obviously, Bjorn, you were involved with Hopper last year and trying to plan and, figure out what was going to happen. But how do you feel based off of last year's experience where it's going to head this year?
Last year was also interesting for us because we were really happy with being picked by a Mechanical Advantage, and we didn't really see it coming. About just I think it's really nice to compare pick lists with your alliance partners, and I think that's something that Alliance 1 and 2 can do very well, but other alliances are pretty much forced to do it within those few minutes on the field. I think that's pretty tough for those alliances. I don't know. And I think the field's getting pretty crowded if you have 4 teams on an alliance. So, yeah.
Yeah. Connor, any thoughts to add before we jump to the next topic?
Yeah, I'm not that I want to see the chaos unfold and watch the world burn, but I'm really, really curious to see what will happen at an event where there's scorched earth. That's going to mess some stuff up.
Yeah, because then you run to the whole reset clock and
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, you've also like depending upon if they're scorching 3, 4, 5 teams, it's like you just made a whole bunch of captains, but you've also just taken away a whole bunch of picks for people. So at that point, it's just like, geez, I hope you came prepared because good luck, buddy.
Champs, 10 qual matches, right? Like, if you're the best climber in the division and you're pretty good at auto, chances are you're going to rank high. So if you're maybe you're the 5th or 6th best robot and you rank 1, now you've got to do a bunch of hypotheticals, right? Like, okay, well, if they decline this, then I'm doing this. And then it just makes you're planning exponentially much larger that you're going to have to figure out for champs. So I'll be very curious to see what happens with that. And I don't think we had too many events that really had a full scorched earth this weekend. Admittedly, I haven't looked much into it, but to your point, Connor, I'd be very curious to see, what happens and what that looks like.
Yeah, I read through the 2025 Alliance selection thread earlier today just to kind of see if anything happened. I think there was 1 or 2 events where there were 2 or 3 declines, but there weren't any time clock violations for those events. So I guess it worked out well. So
I gotcha. Yeah, and Poison in chat putting out there that 2443 scorched earth at OCR.
Oh.
And then also taking a look at the poll, looks like 53% of chat loves the new process, 45% not sure, 3% do not like it. So interesting stats out of week 1, and be curious to see how that develops. But before we go ahead and do our final topic of the night, we'll draw for that giveaway from CTRE, hear from our friends at Oshcut, and start our second giveaway of the night.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Nick. Once again, that was for the Phoenix Pro Pass. If you do win, please go to fundroboticsnetwork.com and click on the giveaway winner link, which is near the bottom of the page. That's how you're going to get us your information so we can send it to CTRE. This is just a license, so we just need your email for that. So the winner of that is going to be Bryce Van Wart. Congratulations, Bryce. You are taking home that Phoenix Pro Pass from our friends at CTR Electronics. I almost said CTE. CTR Electronics with that as well. Also, we're going to start a new giveaway in just a moment, too, but let's thank our friends at Oshcut for their support of fun. Oshkosh is a new ad partner that we brought on board here, but one of the great things that we're really excited about them is that they're giving all First Teams a 50% off discount up to $200 when you scan the QR code or go to funroboticsnetwork.com/OSHCUT. No minimum orders, options for same-day turnaround, and guaranteed lead times with instant online quotes. We've gotten some great feedback from First Teams that have used them. I know it's a little bit later in season, but if you need something now, they are a phenomenal option to go with. So go to funroboticsnetwork.com/OSHCUT or click the icon on our website or scan that QR code below to get 50% off up to $200. And thanks to OSHCUT for their support. We're welcoming them on, and we got a couple others we're going to be welcoming on soon too. So we're very excited for everybody and their support here at Fun. Let's go ahead and start our next giveaway from our friends at Swift Robotics. Swift is giving away the Swift Ranger, where you can empower your FTC or FRC robot utilizing the ultimate LiDAR distance sensor designed to give you the edge in competition. Engineered by Swift Robotics, this is compact yet powerful and delivers accuracy, reliability, and versatility. Unlike traditional sensors that use I2C, Swift Ranger uses an analog interface, making it the perfect tool for game element detection and navigation. So type Ranger in chat right now. That's your opportunity to win, and we'll draw from that after our next topic is over. Once again, Ranger and our YouTube subscribers get 3 times luck to win. Good luck, everybody.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody, and thanks again from our friends at Swift and OSHCUT. Connor, go ahead and take us away for our final topic of the night.
Yeah, so for our final topic of the night, we're going to be talking about some alternative robots, and more specifically is like, can defense and low-scoring coral robots play a pivotal role in quals and limbs? I think definitely for early, I'll just kind of dive in first, early on in early regionals, early district qualifying events. I think that low coral is really going to be a big factor. More so if you potentially have an alliance that can go for that coral RP. I know a lot of teams who score coral 2, 3, and 4 may have made a trade-off where they can't score that level 1 coral that well. So if you are on an alliance that has the firepower to do it, and you also don't have the ability to do algae that much, that might be a really, really valuable thing. I don't see level 1 scoring in for coral that well for playoffs. I think it because at that point you're just going for point values, not really going for that. You're not going for RP anymore. However, with the recent reveal video posted earlier today by a friend of the show, Brandon Hawley, and his team 125, the Neutrons, around 1 minute and 35 seconds into the reveal video, they show a really, really cool coral ground intake where they are able to stack 3 coral in the same spot on the trough. I think that is probably one of the coolest things. That will be incredibly valuable at high levels of play. Thinking of like divisional playoffs at the championship or even at your district championship, I think you're going to see a lot of teams that are really filling up all 4, or at least levels 2, 3, and 4. Maybe you'll have some algae to go in place, but I think at that point, let's like start filling up that level 1 trough with many as much plastic as you can with that PVC pipe, and hopefully all those small 2-point game pieces are enough to put you over the edge and push you through playoffs or get you that banner.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the interesting things that, while we're talking the 125 video, and I don't want to dive too much into this, but the pivoting funnel is a new one that we haven't quite seen yet. I know we haven't seen a lot of high-level robots yet, but that's one thing that is super unique, and I thought was pretty cool that they put in their video, and that way they're always aligning to the center of the face. But I thought that was super interesting. To your point, Connor, I think there's definitely still a place for just level 1 scorers if that's the case. I think we're going to get to a point where, like you said, district champs, divisional playoffs, the later we go on, we're going to run out of reef posts to score on. And the difference is going to be level 1 and how you can efficiently stack them. And the other thing too is if you're a robot that's really damn good at algae, then it's going to be, algae is going to be the big thing that is going to separate people. Can your defensive robot effectively go down there, take the algae off their lollipops and throw them to your side of the field so you can throw them in the barge? Or can they grab them and in between cycles they're popping them in the barge for you so you can take the competitive edge on algae? Because there is a limited amount of them. And if your alliance can, take more than the others and you both fill the reef, then, you're going to win because you have more algae. But, Bjorn, with you being a strategy mentor, what are your overall thoughts on, the topic at hand?
I think the algae specialist is, something I've overlooked last coming into the event. In finals against Citrus, they had a algae specialist second robot, and I think they made sure to clear up the algae, which was kind of nice for us because we didn't get stuck then. But also 4 points each in the net is it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's equal to an L4 call. And the fact that when the game progresses more, the reef is going to fill up. 4 points is quite a lot. I think in the future, going for algae as a second bot is the way to go. Coral L1 is also nice, but I think that's mainly for qual matches where you have robots like us. We prefer to score on the branches instead on L3 or for L1, and then it's nice for the RP if you want to go for that. But I think algae is one of the things that teams should look at if they're planning on being a second pick. I think algae is getting more and more important, and at Worlds we'll see algae being stolen from the opponent reef, I guess. I think that's something that's going to happen. Also for us, we started to focus on removing algae first in the match because it also clears up the reef, and that's really nice for the driver for the end of the match, that they have a lot of opportunities and scoring options.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we did a similar. Yeah, no, we did a similar thing. We, us on 33, come out of auto. First thing would grab the piece right in front of us on the main face, pop that in the net, grab a coral, score it, and then the next piece, come back to the front face, grab that algae and throw that in the net too. And I think that's what 35-38 and us both kind of focused on. I thought it worked actually pretty well. Get it out of the way, get it in the net. So we've mainly just focused on the ones that were in our reef. We didn't really mess with any of the lollipops on our side or try to get the opposing algae. But I think that's where the game's going to evolve, is getting on the plus side of the algae count, and to see where that overall plays out. But all right, well, before we go ahead and wrap up the show, let's go ahead and bring Tyler back on to draw for that giveaway.
Yeah, once again, that was from our friends at Swift for the Ranger. So if you are interested in winning that, Ranger was your keyword for the Swift Ranger. So let's go ahead and draw that. If you do win, once again, please go to funroboticsnetwork.com and click the button on our webpage that will get you to the giveaway winner link on there. If it is something being shipped, please expect a couple weeks, by the way, for shipping. We'll get that over to Swift right away, but it is comp season, so it takes a little bit of time sometimes. The winner of that is going to be KS Wade 1. Congratulations to you. Once again, please go to funroboticsnetwork.com. Do you know who that is, Connor? Oh, awesome. So
it's a burner.
Yeah.
Totally rigged. Lots of rigged emotes in chat, please. So 100% rigged for that person. So but yeah, please go to funroboticsnetwork.com or just from funroboticsnetwork.com. That's your opportunity to win. One last thing, guys, before I throw it back to you. Keep in mind for live shows, we also have FRC Top 25 starting tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you do tune in for that. And FRC Forecast should premiere live on YouTube. It won't be a live show, but it'll premiere live on Wednesdays, usually around about 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll try to figure that out. And we got tons of other content coming behind the bumpers, Funalysis, lots more stuff coming to you. Even have FRC Pick'em Fantasy Leagues and stuff too. So can't wait to have a great season with y'all.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks again, Tyler. And thanks again from our friends at Swift for the giveaway. Thank you to Bjorn, our guest, for coming on tonight. On behalf of our producer, Tyler Olds, my co-host, Connor, and all fun correspondents, I'm Nick Jr., and thanks for watching. Good luck to all the teams as we enter here into week 2 of the competition season. And remember, now that we are in the competition season, FRC Roundup is live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Monday nights at Fun Robotics Network on YouTube. And archives of the show can be found on our YouTube channel by searching Fun Robotics Network. So join us next week where we take a look at what is going on with FRC Robotics on FRC Roundup. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay up to date on future fun videos. Osh Cut is a premier metal cutting service for first teams. No minimum order, options for same-day turnaround, guaranteed lead times, and instant online quotes. Osh Cut is offering first teams 50% off any future order up to $200 when you scan the QR code or go to funroboticsnetwork.com/OSHCUT. Just upload a 3D model or flat pattern to get started. Build your alliance with so many other FRC alumni who go to Kettering University. Every student at Kettering experiences their cutting-edge co-op programs that seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds. Kettering co-ops are a fully immersive working experience at the leading edge of industry. Head on over to kettering.edu/FRC to learn more about their incredible programs and to get more information.